Right now on Newsday TV, a state of emergency has been declared ahead of that powerful winter storm that could dump about a foot of snow on Long Island. I'm Doug Gee. That snow is supposed to start falling Sunday morning, continuing into Monday. And just for fun, temperatures are going to be frigid as well. Meteorologist Jeff Benson.
Just for funsies. It is already frigid out there, Doug. If you haven't been outside tonight, the wind chills are going down into the negatives tonight. We actually have a cold weather advisory for Long Island. And that really does set the table for the heavy thump of snow that we're going to get on Sunday. We're talking about very, very high snow ratios. It's going to be light and fluffy, and it's going to stack up in a hurry. So here are your weather headlines. Again, the start time after sunup on Sunday. The heavy snow will take us right into the afternoon. And there could be some mixing late in the day. We'll talk about that in a second, but it does lighten up overall as we head overnight into Monday. Here are your numbers outside right now, and yeah, we're at the freezing mark. It doesn't really feel like that, though. It feels a lot colder when you factor in the wind chill across the area. We're already feeling like the 20s, and again, on our way to the negatives overnight into tomorrow morning. Cold weather advisory. You don't see that all that often across the island. Nassau and Suffolk both going to feel like this as we go through the overnight. Single digits later tonight. Get past midnight, we're starting to get into the negative single digits and eventually maybe around 10 below. So if you have an excuse to stay inside at all tomorrow morning, I would certainly take it. Not getting much better throughout the day. And again, so that cold air setting the stage. The storm system well off to the south right now, down across Texas, the Mississippi Valley. There's ice storm warnings across the Mississippi Valley and into the Carolinas as well. So a lot of folks dealing with wintry weather that they're not all accustomed to. At least we're kind of used to it here, but again, we've had that dry spell over the last few years. So here we are right after sunrise on Sunday, and the snow may take a second to get going, but once it really gets going and overcomes the dry air ahead of the storm, it's really going to come down nicely here. Look at these dark blue areas. These are your snow bands, 1 to 2 inches per hour. And so you're not going to need that many hours for this to really add up. I think most of the damage is probably done between again, onset of the storm in about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Now we start to get to the later stages of the storm. We're getting that warm air advecting up from the south. And so this change over to sleet or possibly even some light freezing rain. We might get a light icy glaze on top of the snow that has fallen. This is going to take place probably around 5, 6 Sunday evening here. And again, it's going to be all along the south shore, as we talked about this morning. So I think we might stay all snow the further north in the island you get. Very fine line. We're going to continue to monitor this. But overall, the precipitation, which may go back to all snow, is on the lighter side overnight and very spotty and showery in nature. Might get one last little burst on Sunday, but again, most of the snow that you see when this is all said and done is happening on Sunday. So 10 to 14. You know, the cutoff's going to be very close. Is it the LIE? Is it Sunrise Highway? To be seen, but 10 to 14 inches for, I'd say, most of the island. And then we're going to allow for 8 to 10 with a little bit less. Again, we chop about 2, 3 inches off with that sleet mixing in or that very, very light freezing rain. A lot of folks have messaged me, is this going to be a windstorm? A lot of these winter storms do have a wind component, coastal flooding, really high wind gusts. Really, no. In fact, the wind is tonight leading up to the storm. It dies down as the storm approaches, and then it picks back up again as we go into Sunday night and Monday, as we'll advance it here. There you can see those numbers got up 35, 45 miles per hour heading into Monday as the cold air then again rushes back in. And look what we're left with. You know, not a reprieve, but even colder weather. And this is a prolonged cold snap. This isn't going away anytime soon. It's likely, Doug, that we do not see temperatures back above freezing until the first week of February.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Governor Kathy Hochul has declared a state of emergency with all the snow and the cold temperatures on the way.
If you're not properly covered, every inch of you, you can succumb to frostbite in seconds. And I'm telling you, we've seen this elsewhere in our state. The extreme cold can be deadly.
Well, Jeff mentioned it as well. Tomorrow said to be the coldest day of the winter season so far. With the wind, it could feel like minus 5 degrees. And both counties on our island are prepping for the snow, of course. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman had a message for the public.
Stay home on Sunday if you can. We're talking about significant snow. We're talking about whiteouts. We're talking about freezing weather and wind.
Blakeman reminding Long Islanders to charge cell phones and keep batteries for flashlights in case the power goes out. Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine said that the county continues to monitor weather forecasts closely and will adjust operations accordingly to ensure that roadways are treated efficiently and safely. And the MTA expecting service to continue during the storm, but of course there could be changes to the schedules.
The MTA will be running service on come hell or high water, whether it's 7 inches or 13 inches or whatever, we're going to be ready.
MTA officials say subways, buses, and the LIRR will run, but of course there could be reduced service on Sunday, and there could be more changes to Monday's schedule as well. Stay tuned. We have other news for you. Luigi Mangione's federal murder trial will begin October 13th. The 27-year-old accused of stalking and then fatally shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in 2024. Now, if this becomes a death penalty case, the judge says the trial could be pushed back to next January. There's still no date set for the state murder case against Mangione. He has pleaded not guilty. And an attorney from Great Neck facing grand larceny charges for allegedly stealing more than $130,000 in down payments. Authorities say Marco Matarasi of Florida was involved in real estate transactions in Suffolk County, Queens, and the Bronx back in 2023 and 24. He has since been disbarred. The 59-year-old has pleaded not guilty. He does face 7 years in prison if found guilty. All right, back to our winter storm. Long Islanders flocking to supermarkets and hardware stores ahead of the big snowfall. Our Virginia Huey caught up with some of them to see how they're preparing.
Stinks.
Jody Scully of Melville isn't happy about the massive snowstorm that's expected to hit Long Island this weekend. She was part of the mad rush at ShopRite in Plainview, stocking up on groceries and snow supplies.
Gotta do what you gotta do. The supermarkets are insane. Got the last thing of salt.
Lucky you.
Yes.
It's chaos. Everyone's buying water, milk, bread, juice. They're all running into each other.
Forecasters predict the storm will start early Sunday morning and drop 8 to 14 inches of snow.
Well, that's bad. I remember when I was little, they had 18 inches of snow, so I know what it's like.
Here at Brinkman's hardware store in Plainview, there are long lines for snow shovels and ice melts. The manager says they're getting shipments of supplies in throughout the day to keep up with the demands.
It's been very hectic. Since 7 o'clock this morning, customers have been coming in.
It's flying off the shelves.
Ice melt. You do have flashlights going out, batteries, all the essentials.
I'm picking up some ice melt for my pups, but we'll have a nice Sunday at home. Let them play in the snow.
I'm declaring a state of emergency throughout the entire state of New York.
Governor Kathy Hochul said the state has 1,600 large plows ready to respond and 114,000 tons of salt. She urged residents to stay off the roads.
We're not going to be out of this for a while, so hunker down, change your habits, try to minimize your time outside.
Snowstorm preparations are also underway in Nassau County.
We'll have approximately 74 vehicles out plowing starting Sunday. We have taken measures with respect to brining, overpasses.
Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine told Newsday the county continues to monitor weather forecasts closely and will adjust operations accordingly to ensure roadways are treated efficiently and safely. LIRR President Rob Freese said there will be adjustments along the railroad's branches on Sunday, including reducing service on the Port Washington and Huntington lines to hourly for snow removal efforts. Officials will also keep a close watch on the Syosset and Cold Spring Harbor stops.
We want to continue to run trains, but safety is of the first importance. We don't want anyone to get stranded.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Well, many Long Island businesses take a big financial hit in winter storms, especially restaurants. And this time around, the timing couldn't be any worse. Sunday begins Restaurant Week. That's when participating restaurants offer special deals to bring in customers during the slow winter season. Hopefully they'll get a chance to make it up, though. Restaurant Week will continue until the following Sunday, February 1st. And as you've heard, the best advice really is to stay in this weekend. But if you can't, our business reporter Brianne Letta shares ways to prepare your car so you can avoid any potential dangers on the road.
If you do have to go out, you should make sure that your car is stocked with things like water, extra blankets, a first aid kit, a flashlight, a cell phone charger. Also, make sure that your car is in good shape. You want to make sure that your headlights and blinkers are working. You also want to check your battery, make sure your battery's clean, and that your tire pressure is at a good level.
And if you're on the road, pay attention to advisories, of course, plan for plenty of travel time, and have the number for a tow truck in case you get stuck. We have more advice on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Well, there is new debate over how high the minimum wage in our state should be. Newsday's business reporter James T. Medore spoke with the governor about that.
With the state legislature back in session in Albany, once again, the minimum wage is being talked about. The state minimum wage just went up to $17 an hour, and next year, under a new system, it will increase based on the 3-year average of the Consumer Price Index. But the new mayor of New York City, Zoran Mandami, campaigned on a pledge to raise the city's minimum wage to $30 by 2030. At a recent event in Woodbury, I asked Governor Hochul where she stands.
I support where we are right now. This has taken a couple years to get to this point. What businesses need is predictability, and for them to know it was going to go from 15 to 16 to 17 over a period of time so they can make their adjustments. That's important. I also believe that our initiative for the first time ever to tie it to inflation, which just kicks in next year, that's going to make a difference, people. So they'll start to see that escalation as their costs go up, which I think is important, helping families who are struggling.
Business groups like the Long Island Association and the Business Council of New York State support the governor's stance. The minimum wage on Long Island has gone from $9 in 2016 to this year's $17 an hour. We'll find out if Mayor Mandami gets his way as budget negotiations unfold in Albany this spring. For Newsday TV, I'm James T. Medore.
And you can read more about the minimum wage debate on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. There's debate over that. There's also debate over food, specifically who sells the best sheet cake. In this week's Feed Me TV, Newsday's food team tasted and ranked sheet cakes from supermarkets all over the island. Here are their top picks.
I don't think I've ever knowingly had a supermarket sheet cake.
I love a sheet cake, I gotta tell you. I do. What are the good hallmarks of a sheet cake? That is what we're talking about today. Sheet cakes from supermarkets.
We're ranking each cake.
Tastes like foam.
There's no problem with that.
Oh, it's kind of lemony. We will be looking at appearance.
It has like a little bit of a Dr. Seuss feel.
Oh, that's good. Whimsical. It's whimsical. Taste. I like the cake a lot, but the frosting is atrocious.
You're in complete agreement.
Texture.
This one's too soft.
We're halfway through.
I feel like A is the strongest.
I have to agree.
I have not found a stunner yet.
Ooh, I got the roses.
You did.
I'm like in a sugar coma.
It really didn't help that I literally had cake for breakfast.
You were just so excited about the cake.
This one reminds me of It, the clown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they should make you happy. They should bring you joy when you look at them.
Oh, it's triple tier.
Oh, yeah. When there are these different tiers, it just feels like they put a little more effort into it.
I think it's got to be cheap and it's got to be fun. It looks like a party.
I will point out that the people who decorated this cake used 3 different pastry tips.
We are full.
A was the winner.
We got A on the Price is Right. It wasn't the best looking, but it was the best tasting in terms of ratio of frosting to cake, the flavor of the cake.
A is from BJ's.
Get I can't believe it.
So our number 2 cake was cake G.
3-tier.
That was from Uncle Giuseppe's. You want to know the loser?
Yes.
That was cake F, Stop and Shop.
Oh.
Great job,
Yeah. Woo! What should we be eating afterward?
That's
a good question.
Carrots?
Carrots and hummus.
How do I get on that team? Huh? You just eat food all day. For more about the cakes on Newsday.com, you could read more. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You can see more on all the stories that you just have seen on Newsday.com. Watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services that you see here. I'm Doug Geed. Hey, be careful this weekend. Take it nice and slow. Stick with Newsday for more information, and we'll get you through it. More local news coming up.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.